Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we will be taking you through what we eat during the day and give you some guys and we will give you guys some tips and tricks on healthy meal ideas.
I just wanted to say something before we get started. Just a bit of a disclaimer. I don't think dieting or macro and calorie counting is for everyone. I think you need to obviously establish a good relationship with food before you go focusing on numbers, because it's just gonna make you very obsessive, and that can lead to eating disorders and just a really unhealthy relationship and thinking that you have to eat this and this to be a certain way. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get started. We'll just tell you a little bit about our fitness goals at the moment and how our eating kind of contributes to that and what we want to get out of it.
So guys, for myself, with my goals, I'm trying to, or my aim is to put on 3 kilos of lean mass over the next, say, 3 months without trying to put on any excess body fat. So for that to happen, I've got to follow a certain calorie and macro split. So calories are the amount of, calories all up I can eat during one day. So for me right now, mine is at 3,030 calories of a macro breakdown of 181 grams of protein, 101 grams of fat, and then there's 350 grams of carbs, because we all love carbs.
My goals are, so I want to probably keep shredding down a little bit, maybe a few kilos, but I don't actually...
Shredding for stairs.
I don't generally weigh myself a lot. I have been recently, only because when I've noticed changes in my body, I'll just be curious and I'll do it. But I've never been someone who's who weighs themselves every day, because I just think that's so off-putting mentally, and your weight is going to fluctuate so much depending on so many things, especially if you're a girl and say you have your period, you're going to have more water retention, so you may think that you put on weight, but it's actually just water, and then you'll find that when it's done you'll go back down a few more kilos, and I just don't think it's a good way to look at it. So I mainly just go off by how I look, how my clothes are fitting, and just, I don't know, you can just tell when you look at yourself every day. But you're so blank into the screen. But yeah, my calories are a lot lower at the moment. They are 1,930. And
yikes.
My macro breakdown is, it's 145 grams protein, 190 carbs, and 64 protein. And the reason that my protein seems so low on my fat seems so low, is because I would prefer to have more carbs and less fat. I just feel that's easier for me, and just the things that I typically like to eat probably have more carbs in them than fat, and it just gives me more energy to study, to train, just be a better person.
Yeah. Not everyone will have the same calorie and macro breakdown. It all depends on your body type, how much activity you do during the day, whether you're sedentary, sitting down, lightly active, moderately active, or even very active, whether you work a tradie job or you're outside all the time. Everyone's different.
You need to get to know what you enjoy eating and then go off that. You can't just, look at someone else's fitness plan and go, I need to eat this to look a certain way to achieve my goals.
Yeah.
You need to actually get...
Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's plenty of ways to get around your goals with diets and calorie intake. So it's all about trial and error to see where you're at, what you love and what works for you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about doing what you enjoy. Otherwise, you're never going to stick to anything. You're just going to do 10 million diets and nothing's going to work for you, and there's just no consistency.
And there's no such thing as good carbs or bad fats or good fats. Everything's different. It's all about choosing the energy source from it and how nutrient dense it is.
You've kind of got to work out those little hacks. But I guess we'll talk about that along the way when we show you our meals and kind of what thought process goes into them. Enjoy!
Say you love. It's not for me to say. Ha! Gay!
Sometimes when we work out in the mornings, we don't eat breakfast early. We'll eat at about like 11 or 12 recently during quarantine. During quarantine. And yeah, so these are just the supplements that we take. I'm not really a pre-workout kind of person, just due to it making me a bit crazy.
A little bit crazy, more.
A little bit
She's
too much
crazy.
for the brain. So I don't usually have pre-workout, but I actually got this yesterday from Naked Harvest. The old pre-workout. And I've heard like really good things about this. Apparently it isn't supposed to give you that anxious feeling, which I hate. Like if I have pre-workout before training and I feel like that in the gym, it's honestly like the worst thing. So yeah, this is my little baby.
Bubba?
Bubba. And obviously I have protein too, but that just what brand kind of varies depending on my...
So with protein, these days I tend to stay away from my protein powders. But if there was any supplement store I would vouch for, it would be Venom Protein. So VPA, Venom Protein Australia. So for any, I guess, general pop people that go to the gym, you wouldn't, all supplement stores try to tell you to buy a WPI, but that is just a finer version of WPC. So for me, I've just been using whey protein powder or whey protein concentrate. You can get 5 kilos for, I think it's $110. Cheap as chips, really.
Oh, if I was just looking that up to see if it was Venom. How do you know it's Venom?
Because this is called.
But like, where does it say that?
Look at the bottom.
I've literally never known that. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so it is now 3 o'clock. It's pretty late to be having lunch, but we've also had some little snacks. So usually this is what I have as a snack. Biscuits. And I just had it with this Marmite. I actually like Marmite better than Vegemite. I don't know why, it's just got like a different taste.
Mum
It's got a sweet taste. But yeah. I thought this was really gross, and then Jack said it was good one time, and I tried it. And I love it. I love it. And then I also had this bar counter, dark chocolate and almond high protein bar. So yeah, we'll be putting the macros up on the screen for those two as well. And yeah, get ready for meal 2. I just realized this is the 3rd hoodie that I'm wearing in this video. Sponsored by RBT.
Upon editing, we realised, well, I realised that we could not put this bit in because, well, there's nothing to explain, just you gotta watch it yourself.
Tuna. Sauce. Feta. Feta, feta. What is feta? Where is the feta? Avocado? 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 Tuna and springy. Beetroot.
Time to get back.
Very nice. Mmm. Mmm.
Okay guys, so this is my lunch today. These are the ingredients. Be back soon with the finished product.
Voila!
Finished product. So guys, I'll be trying this new thing I got from Coles today. Vegetable taco hash. Pretty good on the calories, 560 calories. 18 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, 80 grams of carbs. Beautiful. So guys, this is what it looks like. Pure shit. Nah, not really.
I'm making a stir fry. So we got this today. Honey, garlic and soy. I feel like I'm yelling because this is on.
Honey,
then
do I make you horny,
We've got these
baby?
noodles. Like I know they're for ramen, but the
Ramen.
macros are really good.
Who's
38
ramen?
grams of carbohydrates. So it's actually good. So I'm gonna have one of these. Jack's gonna have 2.
Next up in the
Asparagus.
pants, chopper. I mean, asparagus. See you when it's all dished up. How we coming along, love? Ooh.
This actually is good. We never have noodles. Never. Okay, so this is the finished product.
Woo.
It's actually so good. That was the first time cooking with those noodles, but
I don't have much.
we'll definitely be cooking that again.
Bernie Ethic and feet.
And also the main thing that I do and have done for like years would be take like a meal that you know is really, it's not bad for you, but it's maybe 800 calories if you use like all the ingredients that they would use at like a pasta restaurant or something for like a spaghetti bolognese. So you get that meal and you just create like an alternative of that still tastes the same, so you still feel like you have like the, what's it called, the satisfaction of having spaghetti bolognese, but you're not consuming that much and it's not a cheap meal. What I usually do is I'll find like a low low calorie pasta, like say the fettuccine black bean pasta or the edamame bean pasta. Those ones are really good and they have protein in them. I'll pick one of those. And then I'll just do like the lean beef mince and then just add like a sauce. And then that ends up being like fuck all.
Fuck all, pretty much fuck all.
For like barely anything. And you're still getting that same like satisfaction from thinking like, oh, I'm having spaghetti bolognese, and like you're obviously not. So like little tricks like that I think are really important. Don't think that you used to have, oh, I used to have ice cream, or I used to have chocolate, or this or that, and you can't have that. Like, don't restrict yourself. I think as soon as you start restricting yourself, that is when you will be doing really well, and then suddenly you'll just binge and you just want to eat everything because you're not allowed to.
You want to enjoy your favourite food in moderation.
Exactly. You want to be able to fit it in.
That way you can keep your diet sustainable. Even if you try eat on smaller plates as well, it'll make you feel like you are eating a bigger meal.
It's a mental game.
All about that mental game. So, but for me today, small plate, didn't eat much today, so big boy meal.
Yeah, like what I was saying before, you can basically find anything that you have had as like a snack, or you felt guilty about having in the past. Not guilty, I shouldn't have said guilty. That you would have had in the past. You can find like a healthy, lower sugar, lower fat version. You've just got to kind of look around at the shop, get inspiration from other people, because there's so many things out there that you can have.
Even if you swap calorie dense carbs for like vegetables,
Exactly.
it gives it more volume. It's even more nutritious because they're vegetables, very colourful. You might become a little bit smarter.
And here's another thing that I learned. Do not say, I can't have this, I can't do that. Like the word can't, because like you're putting that restriction on yourself. No one's saying, oh, to do this diet, you can't do this, you can't do that, whatever. You're literally, by using those words, it's a negative connotation to whatever food plan you're on. So by saying you can't do something, you're going to want to do it. So it's like restricting yourself. And it's like the same when you go to a social event and there's always that person that will say, oh, I can't eat pasta, oh, I just have to have a salad, or like I have to. It's a negative mindset, and that will lead to being very obsessive over eating and just developing not a good relationship with food.
Just gonna plan those social events that you have.
Exactly. It's not the end of the world if you go out and have a few drinks, or like go out for dinner and whatever. You just move on, and the next day you just stick to it. You don't go, oh, I've had a bad day, I'm gonna have a bad week, and so it's just a little 1%ers each day that add up. What was that thing the other day that was like the graph of the consistency? Did you see it? Oh, anyway, well, I saw this thing on Instagram and it was explaining how 1% like every day being consistent, the curve will go up and that's your progress. Whereas I think if you do it for a few days and then go back and then back, it's like the average of your progress will kind of just be like this. So everything is just about consistency. So just pick something that you can stick to and stick to it.
Make sure you drink lots of water as well.
Your body is made up of so much water, so if you're not having water, you're basically just a shriveled up little shriveled up day 4 sesh with a shriveled.
What?
Yeah.
And with the calories, it's not the amount of calories you eat in the day, it's like the average weekly basis of the calorie intake. So for example, for myself, I've got 3,000 calories to eat today, and I might only eat 2,500. You can either take that 500 from today and put it onto the next day, or you can evenly distribute it out throughout the whole week. That way you're still averaging that weekly target you're trying to hit, and you're still going to get results.
So once again, we're going back to the thing where you just make these decisions by what you think you can stick to, and then that's your preference.
Thanks again, guys, for watching our video. That concludes our daily food information.
I just wanted to say, Do not ever think that you have to stick to a meal plan or anything to get results or to be healthy. This is just a video to give you guys ideas and hopefully help you. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.